Okay, so today in the mail I have received Krull on Blu-ray. Krull is one of the greatest fantasy films of all time. Very underrated gem. I saw it at the theatre when I was a child, but I'm not one of these people who hold on to nostalgia. If a film doesn't stack up years later, I am not afraid to disavow the film. Krull, of course, though, stacks up greatly, and it's probably my second favourite fantasy film behind Conan the Barbarian. It's very different from that film, of course. This has a little bit of that a sci-fi bent to it, but it's mostly a sort of sorcery fantasy film, and is notable for its wonderful cinematography, rousing score, sort of large cast of featuring a lot of bit parts for people who would later become quite famous, like Liam Neeson, Robbie Coltrane, Alan Armstrong. Yeah, it has a little bit of that Star Wars feel. On the back it actually says here, Excalibur meets Star Wars, lavishly mounted. That's what Variety had to say about Krull. But that's fairly fair, I would say. I'm not going to talk about the story too much, but you know, it is a rousing fantasy adventure journey film, and you know, very enjoyable still to this day, with some really solid effects, some beautiful cinematography, great locations. But we're here to talk about the Blu-ray itself. The Blu-ray is from Mill Creek, who don't have the best reputation. They usually just get them in and put them out cheap. They have done that in this case, as they usually have, but the Columbia have supplied them with a wonderful master. Either that or Mill Creek have gone a little bit extra in their mastering. I don't think they really do that. I think they just get the master supplied and put it out. But the master is I think it's quite possibly either had some work done on it, or it's a very different print from the DVD. The screen captures that I'll put up won't give you too much of the true story. It's really have to see it in motion to see that there is a large difference. I've watched both the DVD and Blu-ray, examined the same scenes back to back. The DVD, although it's quite darker, and you'll see some more shadow work and some of the backgrounds, which might seem to give it more detail. It's really not as sharp as the Blu-ray. Blu-ray is a little bit lighter, has a little bit more authentic skin tones, and the DVD seems to have, especially on the large screen we have here, as you know, seems very liney. Lots of lines where the information isn't really getting through, where we have a smooth filmic appearance on the Blu-ray. And the real difference, the real test, is to see them both in motion, and you can tell the difference. Also, the DVD had a lot of speckle and line and flashing and wearing damage, where this is a very solid image with little to no damage whatsoever. I didn't really see anything. It's no shimmer. It's just a very solid and beautiful in motion transfer. Has a really good 5.1 surround. The DVD also had that in English and French. This just has the English. I don't believe this has any subtitles, whereas the DVD had multiple subtitles, including English and many other languages. I believe this is regionally locked. I will double check and put down here whether it is indeed regionally locked. It says regionally locked on the back, and I had read that it was purported to be so, but I will double check on my player to see if it plays on region B and let you know. There is no special features, unlike the DVD, which had a plethora of special features. This is just a bare bones disc. Comes up with a menu, and the only option is to push play on the movie. So I'll give you a little look at the case. Now what I have done is I have taken my old DVD out of the DVD case. I've switched plastic cases here, and I have placed the DVD with all the special features right here. So we have the Blu-ray and we have the DVD. And I'll tell you what the DVD has, seeing as the Blu-ray had nothing. There's Journey to Krull featurette, which is a decently lengthed featurette on the making of. It's got a comic book, video images of the Marvel comic with dialogue and sound effects from the film, which is 38 minutes long, so that's really good. It's got two commentaries, including feature-length commentary by cast and crew. 4 galleries, including special effects, production design and costume, behind the scenes, and cast portraits, theatrical trailer, and filmography. So it's a really huge amount of special features. I don't know why Mill Creek couldn't. Maybe there was a rights issue, I'm not sure, but a plethora of special features. So if Krull comes out in some of the foreign territories with those special features included, I'll probably get rid of both of these and opt for that. But at the moment, the best of both worlds is to pop the DVD into here. That 38-minute comic thing is quite great. I do have issue 2 of that comic right here, which I managed just to pick up cheap somewhere, and quite in very good condition actually. And you know, I'd love to pick up the other issues, but it's probably unlikely. But I have issue 2 here, and you have the full motion comic on here. So Krull on Blu-ray. Go get it, you won't regret it.